Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nvidia founder and CEO, Jensen Huang.
GeForce gamers, welcome! Everybody, welcome to San Francisco. Welcome to, are you guys ready? All right. PC gaming is thriving. Million GeForce gamers all over the world. Keep coming up with effects that we add to the games, greater and greater, more interesting. From TR, and now we're moving. Technology has increased by a factor. The ability to innovate and continue to see PC gaming is so vibrant that developers and gamers, another reason, continue to innovate. Starting with first-person move to real, have these amazing esports, one of the major phenomena in entertainment. There is no question in my mind, the largest on the planet. 100 million. It has grown a factor or two in the just last 2 years. Incredible. And our mission is to serve you. Our mission is to creating the world's most advanced gaming platforms. 9 months ago, we built the best graphics processor the world's ever seen. It is a fantastic, I'm so proud of it. Today we're announcing, well, it is, you guys know in the world. Today we're announcing to be $100 more affordable. More of you can enjoy. Gaming card. Several months after from anything that the world's ever seen, we introduced the Titan X. Titan X, they use it to create movies, they use it to render films, they use it for all kinds of things. Most advanced, created the king, so that some of you could enjoy incredible graphics card that is relative. They're going to be winners in 5 losers in the audience. If you could hold out your card, as it turns out, in fact, you already have it on your back. It says, what does it say? What does it say? It says for the win. Got an FTW. FTW. Where else? Tell you. All right, everybody settle down. So you guys know of our goals in real time. It's not just computer graphics, shader, and lighting and shadows. The cinematic, it has to obey. If you render it, you have to simulate the world. Simulation, physics simulation, feeling that it looks real. Soft shadows, contact hardening shadows, hair cast shadows, casting shadows. You look at grass is rendering is it casting shadows on itself. We also want to create the sense using a technique called global illumination. With Pascal, the idea of simultaneous ability to render in directions at the same time. It allows us to illumination effect, acceleration-based GI, technique for voxel-based, embodied inside our rendering engine. We also created the world's most advanced real-time simulation engine. They're particle systems, they're fluid systems to simulate cloth, turf, simulations of techniques, as you can see, the rendering part of it. One single engine, visual effects that you guys see in films. It's really quite extraordinary. Computing problem. These film studios use large supercomputers to render the film. The most expensive thing they do. Takes solid, create the entire. Rendering it, simulating it, beautiful of course, is incredibly computational. And now we're going to take the whole thing. Well, when you go into virtual reality, according to the laws of physics, something there should be water. You should, if appropriate, to smoke. In order to VR necessary. And in DX12, put this engine in the world and it'll platform that is DX12 compatible. If it has a credible rendering simulation in VR and putting it on every DX12 future lift, and we hope that we. So today we're announcing library and engines on DX12. Hard to make this possible. Thank you. As you saw earlier, rendering water is really hard. Water is made up of act with each other. Around it, things float on top of it, and light things will float on top. Your video game comes alive. A pool of water, liquids. It's the same algorithm that you see, slightly different algorithm. An adaptive pixel grid in order to simulate or flame pixels will contain some fusion There might be some pressure, maybe smoke. There's a complicated algorithm, as you can see, in order to deliver a real incomplete the physics and gigantic bullets, that plate in the back. Good job, we could be here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, screensaver. Yeah, you want beautiful screensaver. Incredible, that's incredible, absolutely incredible. This is where this supercomputing graphics, that's really, now, the thing that's so long to make this possible, he now has simulation a little bit, simulate, render it to one application. On top of DX, running on top of a Pascal GPU, the DX12 compute, relieve into one workload. We can do with advanced rendering. All the work that we've done now come together on, and we can do in this Real Engine 4. So that game developers can take, it's just a giant interactive graphics. This is a games releasing into the world called DX12 GPUs. First announcement. And are you ready? Well, it's definitely new. Something that's 35 gesture, the world's #1 gaming graphics card. Something new that is faster than Titan X. Something new. Let's call it the ultimate, the speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Bound. Ladies, let's run it. The 1080 Ti, 3,584 CUDA cores, 11 gigabytes per second, nearly frame buffer memory, 100 buffer bandwidth, G5X, the ultimate G. New 1080 per every generation. Our frame games are getting more beautiful. The larger, resolution, ready to enjoy video games with next generation games, next generation monitors. We introduced the 1080 Ti with 11 gigabytes of memory. Now when you take a look at second question is, how did it get so fast? How is it possible? 1080, 3580, 1080. Such from before. Out of the box is faster than a Titan. One of the refining all of it because the frame buffers. Raw bandwidth of the frame buffer is nearly 500 gigabytes per second. There were two technologies we invented to amplify the bandwidth even further. The first is compression frame buffer. We render it way. A single pixel is bits, and if it's represented by effectively the same as of the bits, because we frame buffer. The second technique is this brand new capability of take the frame buffer, and we break it and render into that. And as you know, graphics further. And so likely what happens during the pixels are rendered over and over. When you have translucence, in fact, read back several times and blend it with the next pixel as it's written. Now, if we could put all of that, can render at a much higher gigahertz and a half. Frame buffer, it could do that on chip with flash even further. But if there's a lot of translucencies, or it's made it possible for us to boost mode, the depth complexity is very high, then incredibly well. We've effectively, the bandwidth and tiling cache, more bandwidth that we super fast memory. Take a look at, but before, let me just describe to you what we're going to show. Last year in May, we study from Epic. They're just, and the artistry that they have is just really quite wonderful. And so we chose this Paragon character study as for the 1080 because it could barely deliver that didn't drop frames every now and then. And rendering of materials. This particular is to create the effect of global illumination. The shadows are beautiful. The amount of geometry is just extraordinary. All of it to an including basically smooth. It's 30% faster than, and I'll tell you a bit more about $6.99. For $6.99. I forgot how that went. Yeah, I know. I didn't see it.